There's nothing in here.
I was like, yeah, maybe Chris, you could probably do this all. This a little better than what I got cooking.
Jailbirds, are you here?
Nice. And we're on.
Cool. All right. Officially starting. We should jam sometime the isolation tapes.
Hell yeah.
Caleb, Craig, Mark Swan. What's up, buddy?
Nothing,
What's up
man. How's it
again?
going?
Oh, you know.
You can't see, but I'm sipping a
sure
Summersby
is
while we're
going.
doing this.
Nice.
Nice. I have a coffee and a Canadian going, so
I have
That's a cocktail right there.
water
That's where I'm
in a
at.
very ominous red Solo cup because I've been
Hey. I was
gonna say,
for continuity. For continuity.
Oh, I thought
yeah.
it's not a mystery drink. It's a...
No, I was doing. I used like a regular glass on the first 2 episodes, and then I was just
Yeah.
like watching myself drain Ryan Cokes like crazy, and I was just like, maybe if I just have like the solid cup, people won't be like, holy shit, that guy's just plowing out his drinks.
Keep it more anonymous.
But then today I was just like, I've been drinking them, and then I'll want to burp like mid podcast, and I'm like, I should just fill it with water. No one's gonna know. And then of course the first thing everyone mentions is what they're drinking in their cup. I'm like, fuck.
Perfect.
Yeah. So now
You
I'm
could lie.
exposed.
I can't prove.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
you're
I'm drinking
saying.
Ryan
You
Coke
could've just
actually.
lied.
Cheers, everybody.
I was gonna say I'm
Cheers.
a little disappointed, honestly, knowing that it's water.
All right. Well, I can pour one.
I bought beers just so I could drink with you
Ooh.
during this.
I owe you,
You
a
know.
lot of whiskey. I owe
You
you.
do. You
Like-
do. You actually. Normally, I would say, "Nah, it's cool," but no, you definitely do.
Yeah. What was
You know
that?
who else? Not. Yeah, go ahead.
What was that liquor that you had? That Julia liquor that you had? That was. Like
So
some
it's called
strange-
Julia. It's called Julia Grappa, and it's from Italy when she went. And I couldn't figure out what it is. Like she was saying, it's a wine, but then when you Google it, it's like not really a wine. So I don't know. But it's harsh.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
It's
You could power a fucking flamethrower with that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, it's brutal.
Holy-
But and it's funny because she doesn't drink at all, so she doesn't even know what it's. She only knows like from the looks on our faces when we were drinking.
Right.
that
Yeah.
one
She's
night.
like, "Is it good?" And we're like, "Yeah."
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, I think I was like the 7th one to go when we were passing it around the circle, and like I was like, oh man, this is gonna be bad because I'm watching everybody. And I had one like the first shot, and I was like, it's actually not that bad. And then I had a second shot, and I was like, oh no, for sure, that's my insides are never gonna be the same.
Yeah.
now
This is
after
tough.
that.
This is tough.
It's not. I don't recommend. the
Mark, have you
Julia Grappa.
have you braved the beer store or LCBO recently?
I did LCBO twice.
How was that?
You been?
It was fine. Like it wasn't. Like it was obviously weird just because like the lines and everything. Like only a certain amount of people in the store, but it wasn't like chaos or anything. So
Right.
I heard it was like definitely before they started like regulating like the hours and everything. A buddy of mine, he works at one of the South End stores, and like you said, it was just absolute like nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. Like the lines and everything too. But I mean, I
Lines,
was like,
yeah.
I haven't been in one yet. Like in a couple weeks, I've been like going to my parents' place, and I'll just lift bottles out of their liquor cabinet. I'm like, you don't need this.
Perfect.
I'm taking this.
Yeah.
But like I was just curious if they were like barren shelves like the grocery stores.
It was slim pickings for a bit, but I think it depends on. I think they get their shipments on like Tuesday or something. Like same with like grocery stores. So
Right.
there's like peaks and valleys.
Yeah,
For
it's
sure.
not empty for long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So you are putting out an album in a couple
Yeah,
days,
and
but it will have been out by the time this is out. So
Yeah, on April 10th, stream it now. Yeah, it's an EP that, admittedly, during all this stuff, like I've been the most productive I've been in probably months, to be honest with you. And I was joking with a buddy of mine, Josh, who we know. I was just saying all it took was for me not to play gigs to like wake up at like 9 a.m. and like have a normal schedule and like get a lot of stuff done. So
right,
it's been a weird time for me, but very productive, surprisingly.
nice. I was saying like the past couple podcasts, and like I mean when people say like, oh, so what have you been up to? Like when I was actually at home, because I've been back to work for a week and a half now.
Yeah.
But when I had nothing to do, when I had no routine, I was just so uninspired. I'd be doing nothing like all day. And I mean, I've heard of a few people that, you know, they've managed to make the best of it and they've managed to be productive, but I'm just so not that creature.
Yeah, I think, at least for me, like, I do a lot of work with other acts, so when I have time off, that's always like, oh, I'm going to, like, make some stuff on my own. And so that was kind of, like, I've been working on a full-length album for about 2 years now, but that just, like, it comes and goes sort of stuff.
Right.
And so when I had this break, I was like, oh, let's just, like, write some demos, because I write a lot of demos for anything. It could be Hiroshima Hearts tunes. It could be, like, other bands that I play with. Just ideas. And at least for me, like, I wrote, like, at least 6 or 7, like, really good things that I enjoyed, and I thought they, like, thematically kind of worked together. So what I did was kind of wrote, recorded, and mixed and did all this stuff in, like, the course of maybe 3 weeks now was when I first started working on it.
Wow.
Because I had a bunch of stuff get canceled, like, right at the beginning of March. So then I was like, oh, cool, I got a lot of, like, free time.
Yeah,
and then kind of just kicked in. Like, I blasted through most of this, like, the tracking in, like, a week.
That's crazy.
Luckily, I've got, like, a small home studio. And these aren't, like, crazy complex tunes or anything either. So it was just...
Right.
Well,
right to baseline.
On your Instagram stories, you're always pumping out demos. I mean, like, even before, like, well before this happened.
Yeah,
and it's always different stuff too. Like, you'll be working on, like, an electronic thing 1 hour, and then, like, a couple hours later you got, like, trumpets going. It's like, what the hell?
It's just, I don't know, at least for me, it's fun to just, like, dick around for music. That's always been my favorite part, is just to, like, mess around, make some cool sounds, and whatever it is. And at least that's sort of been my process. I used to demo something every single day. That was that was just the rule. Like, it could be, like, just a guitar riff and that's it. It doesn't have to be, like, a fully fleshed out kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But at least like, with technology, and, like, luckily I have a setup, I can make noise. Like, I can play drums, I can screw around on a trumpet, even though I'm horrendous at it. And, like, just sort of make some noise. At least for me, like, music's a full-time job for me. So I just try to keep at it all the time.
Nice. That's great. And you've got Josh and sorry, who else was guessing on there? Oh, the bassist for Bodhi Jar.
Yeah,
Tony.
Yeah,
R.I.P.
Tony.
R.I.P.
Anthony
Bodhi
Borak,
Jar, not Tony. Yeah.
There's supposed to be a couple other people, but just with logistics, because I was gonna, like, go record them and stuff, but then obviously I wanted people to be safer than sorry, so I didn't want to put them in that kind of position. So there was supposed to be about 5 or 6 more people, but just, again, with logistics and stuff, kind of fell through. So I had to do a little bit more on my end of hacking together guitar solos that I actually play. So
nice.
Just little things like that. So it didn't go as planned, but at the same time, I'm happy with it in the end. So
that's great. And you got Hiroshima Hearts music on the way. Right?
Yeah, we finished a song with Siegfried at Beach Road back in January.
Nice.
Nice.
Coincidentally, that was also a tune that I wrote, so that was kind of cool.
Hell yeah, that's the cowbell tune.
Yeah, the work tape was just called Punk Rock Cowbell, and
hell yeah,
we honestly haven't even decided on a name of it as of yet. So it might be called that, it might not be, but it's the first thing you hear in the tune is me.
You gotta love working titles. What's like one of the most fun working titles that you've had for a song?
I always, when I send people stuff, they're, like, very literal, of, like, oh, it's because I used to demo a lot of stuff, so I would always forget what it was. So it would be like, oh, this sounds like a Aerosmith riff with a slap bass line in B at 155 BPM.
So I'd check my email and it'd be like 155 Aerosmith B.
Yeah, and at least to me, like, it's helpful, but at the same time, like, I don't write lyrics. That's not my thing. So coming up with, like, creative and, like, interesting titles for things are usually difficult, or I'll usually just steal, like, phrases from things. I used to keep a Word document, or, like, a Google Keep document on my phone, of just, like, stupid phrases I've heard, or it's like, oh, that's a sick band name, I'm gonna write that down.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
we were getting to a point in Lost Arts where we were starting to write a lot, and anytime we'd, like, just voice note something at the end of a a thing, I'd be like, yo, Nick, so what's this one called? And he would just spit out like something stupid. And there was like one point where we named the song, and then I wrote the lyrics and everything, and I was like, I still can't think of a better name for this song, so we just kept calling it what the working title was. And then Hayden was starting to get mad because he was like, we had come up with new working titles, and he was like, no, we have to stop doing this because then these stupid names are just gonna be like the names of our songs now.
Yeah, for real.
He's like, you have to actually name the songs. We can't just keep doing this.
Can't get stuck with it.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys had a song
so
called like
fun,
Candy
man.
Apple Blue or something, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, and like Guinea Pig Mafia and stuff like that. Just don't like. I would literally just be like, Nick, what's this one called? And he would just say something like that, and I'd be like, all right, cool. And then we'd name it and move on. And then when we had all these songs and we were getting ready to demo, and we'd be like, all right, let's play Candy Apple Blue, and Hayden would be like, what the fuck is that? Like, what song is that again?
Yeah, for real.
We'd be like, come on, man, you got to know the names of the songs.
Yeah.
You don't hear
Come on.
candy apples when I play this riff? Are you serious?
Yeah, yeah.
So is that usually how you guys start songs? Is more like instrumental and then write lyrics to that, or?
Oh yeah. That's definitely the way. It's I mean, actually, a lot of the better ones lately have just been like jams. But I mean, I don't like. I'm just there with a microphone, so I might like sing some nonsense over it. But what I realized like early on is what I would do is I would hit go on like the voice memo, and then I would be singing nonsense over them kind of playing through the song. And then I'd try to listen back later, and then I like couldn't come up with any better vocal melodies because my like dumb ass would just be in there like humming nonsense. So now I just like I hit record and then like kind of leave the room so I don't do that, and then I can actually like work with the recording later.
For sure.
But yeah, it's definitely a better way for us.
That's
to
a real
work,
thing.
I think,
I know tons of people that like you hum out the syllables and get like a hook going, and then that's like the foundation, like with the hearts especially.
Unless there's something that I like am like, oh, I think that's the melody, then I'll do it. But if I don't have anything, I just let it be and I'll do it later.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll come up with it in my head if I don't have it right away. And like, it's the songwriter's growl or whatever. You'll wind up like if you have a melody in your head, you'll start going like just like not even words, or you'll start saying words and like you can't even recall what you said because it's just complete nonsense.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sick,
I was
man.
always
That's
that
awesome.
same way.
Life of a singer.
True. I've been I thought about during this break of like, oh, I should like practice on singing because I'm not like confident at all in my singing, but I'll do a lot of like harmonies for like groups that like someone has to do it. But I don't know. I've always wanted to like work on my singing and like get a lot better at that stuff.
Oh, for sure, man. Like I was
too.
literally a shower singer, 100%.
Nice.
It was like I would listen to a song like on repeat, like beforehand, and then you get in the shower and you're just like, fuck it, I'm belting that. I don't give a shit if anyone hears me right now.
Yeah.
There you go.
know? I definitely was I was the hairbrush microphone kid too, 100%.
Nice.
100%. You can't just like go out there, like you got to dance in front of the mirror a little bit.
Well, and I always had the problem was when I would work on singing, it was while playing drums. So that was already like 4 steps harder than it needed to be of like, oh, I can't hear myself.
Yeah.
I can't breathe at the same time that I normally would.
Right.
So it was just like, how do I like figure this out? So I think I need to like actually sit down and like work on singing.
Oh man, it blows my mind when like Cody from Crownlands or whatever, like guys that just rip vocally and then they're great drummers. And you're like, what are you doing, man? Yeah. Like, and then when I asked him about that, and he was like, I've always been a drummer. I didn't even really think I could sing. And like, oh, dude, what are you talking about?
Yeah. He told me that he tried to tell me that too, and I just wouldn't buy it. He was just like, like I just, basically I just started singing because like I think it was one of those deals where it was like no one else sang, and I'm like, you're kidding me, right? Like you have a voice like that, and you're just like, I just started doing it. It's like, no way, I don't buy it.
Yeah.
You came out of the womb
and I played drums
singing.
too.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's great. My like biggest thing is like I have to get out of my head being like in an apartment building or whatever, because like I grew up in the country, so like the noise didn't really matter, like outside of my parents just wanting me to like not be loud in general.
Yeah, totally.
But like being in an apartment or like even in like when I was living with everybody on Fleming there, it's like I wanted to practice singing, but it's like you're just in your room fucking yelling basically.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm trying to get better, but I know that this is like got to be way more annoying than trying to learn a song or whatever, like on guitar.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah.
just doing lip rolls or whatever.
It doesn't help when you're a really loud singer to begin with, too.
True.
I know I'm really loud. And like, I mean, I wasn't allowed to, like, if I brought my guitar downstairs at my parents' place, they'd just be like, go the fuck upstairs, like immediately. Just go upstairs. Do not play that thing right now. And I'm like, oh. But,
Okay.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Guess I'll just go play video games or something instead.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just shred some Guitar Hero.
Yeah. We actually listened to the Guitar Hero soundtrack at work today for the first time in ages, and I'm like, why do I ever not listen to this soundtrack? It's got everything.
Yeah, which one was it? Which game?
Yeah.
We were listening to 3. But 2 is the best one though.
Oh, I don't know. I like
First
3 more.
soundtrack. 3 was the best game, but 2 has an incredible soundtrack.
Didn't they still have those like covers in the second game though? Because the first one, it was like some dude covering all the songs. They didn't have the rights to like the actual versions.
Right.
Oh, really?
I remember hearing like versions of like Incubus and like a couple other tunes on the first game. Not to like insult the guy who made them, but it didn't sound like the original at all.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I
thought the second one
don't
had a
think I really
couple.
played the first one that much then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I only had 3.
Yeah, I barely played the first one, but I remember hearing them like my cousins playing it or something. But
Yeah. I know for 3 they like re-recorded like almost all of them. Like most of the like all the Guns N' Roses ones, I think they redid all the guitar. And there was a few of them they redid the vocal on. It's like really evident. I forget what song. Like I want to say there was like an Aussie song. Isn't there Paranoid or some shit? Paranoid's on 3.
I'm looking
right?
at it on Spotify right now. I can't.
I don't know because I remember a few of them being like you'd play them and you're like something isn't the way it is on the recording here, and it drive me crazy.
for sure.
But yeah, the cover. I don't think I'd even want to play one, having known that they're all cover versions. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think comparatively, like the first game was just kind of rough compared to like what it became. But like,
Yeah, they're for
yeah.
It's they don't do those anymore, eh? I was thinking about that like a month
Well,
ago. They
did a comeback like Guitar Hero 5 or was it Rock Band? I can't remember. Like a year or 2 ago, but obviously wasn't as like big of a hit because we don't remember it anymore. But
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the thing you did in high school, at least for me.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Like you
Yeah,
played,
for sure.
You played Guitar Hero. That's like at least like musician buddies are like, yeah, we're gonna go so and so's place and learn Dragon
Absolutely.
Force or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. It's a weird little like era of gaming. Those and like skateboard games. Like you don't really get skateboard games anymore either.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know if it was just like a moment in time where that's what like kids did and gaming was like, oh, let's do something like that. But
Well, I think it was like before the campaign really took over almost.
True.
For like the console games. Like now it's like people want to play like a story. Like there's really no storyline in those games. Like barely.
No.
yeah.
Tony Hawk and like Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
It's like you made $6 at playing Al's Crab Shack. Now
There you
you
go.
play and now you play LA Stadium. It's like okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it's
you
a
played
step-by-step
4
process.
songs in this bar, and now
And then
you
you
go
battle-
to a stadium.
And then you battle Satan. You know?
Yeah, for real.
Just a step by step, you know?
Yeah. You're in this bar, and then Tom Morello comes out, and now you play stadiums.
Dude, the
Oh,
Tom Morello
like,
thing, it was
okay.
hilarious because we were listening to the Guitar Hero 3 soundtrack, right? And the Tom Morello guitar battle comes on, and I was like first off, that doesn't happen. Like, who has guitar battles at shows?
You're
They
saying
never-
the movie Crossroads isn't real?
Oh, dude, Crossroads is like one of the reasons I play guitar, but for real. But it's just funny because I mean, like back when we played the game, it was just like such a normal part of the game. But then like you go to your first show and you're like, so when does the guitar battle happen? You know, it's like for real. There was that, but then also like during the battle, like it's just funny because I mean you're playing like Poison songs and like there's Social Distortion and shit, and then all of a sudden you get all the way to Tom Morello. And suddenly you can just play exactly like Tom Morello. Like why is it like, I mean like Crossroads, it's like there's this blues guy and then Steve Vai and they're going at each other.
Yeah.
But then Tom Morello's guitar battle is just like oh, you sound like Tom Morello. I'm just gonna play a Tom Morello guitar solo to.
They're playing through the same pedal board. They're just gonna get it going.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Nick and Gyro kind of had one at the Share the Land finale. We did the finale song was "Keep on Rockin' in the Free World."
Sick.
And so like everybody was on stage, and then like Nick and Gyro get like pushed to the center, and they kind of do like a guitar battle sort of thing. It was actually pretty dope because also all through MIA it was like, is Nick the better guitar player or is Gyro the better guitar player? And
Okay, I was always wondering,
all the parents' faces.
was MIA like competitive like that? Because I never went through that.
So like I mean I would say ultimately no, but
yeah, like
I
maybe
think
just
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is kind of that. Like I don't think people were ever like, yo, fuck Gyro, Nick is so much better. But it was just like, I think it's just that like competitive thing that you do get just I think doing anything where you're like, yeah, that guy's kind of sick, but like he's not as sick as I am, right? So like I think there was like a little bit of and like the thing in like my year was there was so many bands, and so it was kind of like you were kind of fighting for like you wanted like Mike Roth to like you, and then then people started getting Rum Runners gigs, and you're like, well, what the fuck? Where's our Rum Runners gig and shit like that, right? But I don't know. I don't think I was ever like that bitter about
like
that
healthy
stuff,
competition though.
Yeah, like healthy competition for sure.
Strive to be better.
But
that always makes everyone work a little bit harder for sure.
Totally.
Yeah, and I think that's what was good about there being like so many acts was that, and there was a lot of those acts were good. Like a lot of even still bands that are pretty active in London right now are from my year, so which is good. It's just cool to see. So yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I was curious about this because I mean I wasn't in either program, but I mean with MIA. You'll wind up. I know you guys are all kind of like assigned groups at one point, and then some of them stick. Some of the times you'll just wind up forming your own bands with classmates or whatever. Yeah. But like, how many bands kind of form with Western music?
Not really, to be honest with you. Like at least there is. So my whole thing, like I studied like classical music. That was the program I was in, and all the people I ever hung out with and worked with, like Josh and Pat. That like eventually became like Five Oceans, and Posey started that way too. Was just buddies who were in like there's a pop program at Western. It's a smaller program. I'd say it's maybe like 40 kids compared to like the 600 or 700 that's in the like classical sort of stream. But again, we're all in the same building, spending time together. So you're all like we're all commingling. Like there's one cafeteria, so we're all gonna go eat pizza at the same spot, right? But I don't know. I think, at least for like my experience in school, it was never really like a push to like go out and do things outside of school. As that's the one part that made me think, oh, like maybe Fanshawe would have been a better, more appropriate program, at least for what I do now. But but no, it was very much just like, I don't know. I don't want to say this in a mean way, but people seem there to not play music just for the fun of it a lot.
Right.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
It's more of like it's an academic place, so we're doing that, but it'd only be like me and like maybe 4 or 5 people like, hey, do you want to just jam this weekend or something?
Yeah. There's definitely a lot more of that in MIA for sure.
Yeah. And so that was, I think, not the tougher part, but at the same time, it got me more work because I was the only drummer kind of doing stuff. So if people like, hey, I need a drummer, call Mark. Sort of thing.
Right.
So, pros and cons for sure.
Right on. For sure. Yeah, I mean, and that's like your program would be more like it's centered towards like mastering your instrument, right? Where like MIA or is it like does it have like recording and all that like technical info in there too?
The stream I did absolutely not. Like I took courses on mixing and like engineering and recording and stuff. Because I wanted to. That was not like required by any means.
Right.
Mine was more like you take lessons on your instrument. You have to do like ensembles, whether it was playing in the orchestra and the jazz band, whatever. And then you just took your normal course load, like whatever stream. Western's mostly people learning how to become like music teachers because there is a teachers college affiliated with Western. So not to say it just trains people to keep cycling through like academia as opposed to like real world experience, but there's definitely been a shift, at least from when I started going there, of like less performance-based people and more people doing research and, again, becoming teachers. So,
Right.
At least for me, like I enjoyed the performing part, and that's what I did probably 80% of my time, and that's why I was a horrendous student and had to do a fifth year. But I did spend a fair amount of my time like practicing performing. If I had a gig come up, I'd not go to class because I had a gig coming up, sort of thing. So
Yeah.
Right.
I remember in high school, I wanted to, like, my plan from the get-go was I was going to go through, I was going to take French all through high school, which I did do. But, I mean, I just, I cruised through. But I did French and I did music all the way through high school, and I was going to go to Western for music and then do teachers college because everyone, they kept saying, we need French teachers and we need music teachers. And I'm like, okay, sweet. But then I got to my third year, and by then I was just like, I just want to play in a fucking band. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I wanted to perform and play shows.
For sure.
And I think it was right around then I saw an interview from St. Vincent, and she was just like, she went through like Berkeley or Juilliard or something. I forget which one it was.
She went somewhere really prestigious, yeah.
Yeah, and she did like 7 years or something crazy, and then she didn't graduate because she was like, I just want to be in a band. And I was like,
Yeah.
that's pretty badass. But but I remember that happened, and then I was just I had the realization that like all through my high school career, they were telling tons of people, well, we need French teachers and music teachers. So I had this like almost conspiracy theory where I was like, I'm going to graduate for being a music teacher or a French teacher, and there's going to be 1 million people all trying to get French and music teacher jobs, and I'm going to be screwed. So so I talked myself out of it, and then I became a greasy mechanic. And, and I've been doing that and playing shows ever since. And my parents are very proud of me. I promise. But yeah, I remember I was very dead set about going for Western music, and I always thought that it was basically just like honing your instrument was like the meat and potatoes of the program. But
Yeah, there's definitely like a focus on that, but again, like most things, you can do with it what you want, sort of thing. So
right.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Where did you grow up? In London or?
I'm from London. Yeah, I'm born and raised in London. I went to Westmount Public School and then Saunders Secondary School, which is like 5 feet away from the elementary school.
Nice. I was gonna say I'm a North End guy, so that's why we didn't run into each other.
Right. Yeah. I was always in the Mount. The Mount was my stomping grounds.
Nice.
Yeah. But,
Wow.
Where did you grow up, Caleb?
I grew up in Meaford, Ontario. Have you ever heard of it?
Yes, I have.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Jeez. Have you ever? I always love it because either people are like, no, or like, yeah. One of my profs was like, yeah, I got married in Meaford. And I was like, what? Like, why?
Why?
The fuck did you do
I
that?
think
we have no vineyards. Why did you come there?
there you go.
Have you ever been there? You just like no. You've probably been to like
I
Blue
can't
Mountain
remember.
and
It
stuff,
was
eh?
because I was working a wedding. I can't remember if it was there or if like I drove past it or like through it.
Yeah, like you've likely been to like Collingwood, Blue Mountain area, and then Meaford's like 30 minutes away from that. But like Highway 26 just runs through like Owen Sound, Meaford, Collingwood, all those places. Yeah, so I was very small town. No, there was actually a really good music program there, but
Nice.
It's funny. Like I had almost the exact opposite situation as Craig did, because I was like, not a fucking chance I'm going to school. No way. I'm gonna somehow be in a band, and like, which like it's not like I grew up in the city where like I knew what any of that meant. And I ended up I graduated high school, moved in with my brother who was finishing pharmacy school in Kitchener. And then like the second I moved there, my buddy Drew that I was telling you about at the start of the or like before we started recording there, he was like, hey, have you talked to Drew Merrifield at all? Like him and Dakota are doing this like music program at Fanshawe. And I'd never heard of it. So I messaged Drew Merrifield and he was like, yeah, dude, it's sick. You should totally do it. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, maybe I will go to school. And then, and then I didn't even get in the first time because at the time you had to take like a general arts and science course, which I didn't have.
Oh.
So I took that at Conestoga while I was at Kitchener.
Nice.
And then I got in like the second time I applied, which actually worked out like way better. Because if I got in like the year before mine, I don't even know what I would be doing now.
For sure.
But
Nice.
I mean, I'm sure there's cool people in there. I like some. I like the people
No, talk
that
shit,
graduated
man. Just,
from
just
that
shit
year.
on 'em right
Talk
now.
mad
Dude,
shit.
like all those Lost in Japan guys. Fuck those guys. The Wrong Brothers. Screw those dudes too. No, I'm just kidding. They're all good dudes. It's just like, I mean, I love all the friends I made now, and obviously, you know, Lost Arts wouldn't have been a thing, or at least it would have been something different. Probably would have sucked,
sure.
honestly.
Yeah, it's weird how much of a difference just like 1 year would make.
Yeah, and at the
like,
time when you get I got on the wait list or whatever, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
that fucking sucks. Like, what am I gonna do for a year? And then it all like ends up working out for the better.
Nice.
But it's just kind of funny how, like, if I could go back to my 16-year-old self, I'd be like, dude, shut up, practice your guitar more, get some vocal lessons, and
Learn to shred,
and you're going to school. Yeah. It's so funny how that works out.
Sick.
I wanted to. Oh yeah, go ahead, Greg.
I was just gonna say I'm glad that Mark mentioned working weddings, because I was gonna ask, like, I know you said I know that you do. I've played gigs with you, but I know you play tons of gigs with pretty much everybody in town.
Decent amount of people.
But I mean, I'm not gonna ask you like what's the biggest train wreck of a gig you've played. So I'm gonna ask you, because I know
I've had
you
a
do.
few, for sure.
You DJ. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
When you do weddings, you DJ
Yep.
and you play behind the kit, right?
Yeah, it's usually like at least for me, like I try to make it a lot easier for people, because I don't really advertise that I do weddings. It's usually through like friends and family.
Right.
And at least like I'm 28 now, so a lot of people I know my age are getting married, or like their cousins are, or whatever. So it's always been one of those, like, they know I do music, so they just send me a message on Facebook saying, hey, like, I'm getting married this day. Do you do this sort of thing? And that's how it started. At least, like, I started DJing when I was 19, because I applied to a job at a roller rink as a joke, and I ended up working there for 7 years. But
Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
What an elaborate joke.
Yeah. Well, it's actually there's a community center right near Fanshawe College at like Highbury and Cheapside right there. It looks like an airplane hangar kind of thing. And it's owned through the city, so it's like a parks and recreation kind of like job. And my brother like taught at camps like throughout his entire life, like up until he was like he's a teacher now, but he did like camps when he was like 16 to like 20 something. So he was like, oh, there's like this job like as a roller rink DJ, and I was like, that sounds funny. I'm going to apply. Applied at like 2 a.m, sent a resume, and then definitely like learned my chops kind of doing that like as a joke, but then it was like, oh, like this is actually fun. I enjoy doing it.
For sure.
And then it just like started like, oh, so you do weddings? And I was like, sure. And then like I'm starting bands, and they're like, oh, could we get like a band for the like reception and like a DJ for the cocktail? And I was like, yeah, sure. And so then I tried to make it a little bit more streamlined of like, if they want string players for a ceremony, I know people who I can call because I went to school with people. Or they want like a country band, I play in some, or they want like a salsa band, I know a couple people who can sort of figure that out.
Right.
And so it's kind of just been like a sort of all-encompassing, like, I take care of the music and entertainment side of people's weddings.
Yeah.
I do everything but video. That's the one thing I don't do, because I had some bad experiences. And it was just like, cool, I'm not dealing with that, and I'll let someone else.
Well, the expectation would be so high, right? I mean, like, you're dealing with the bride and the groom.
Yeah. And at least for me, like, I'd vet people pretty thoroughly, so it's not like I'm showing up and have no idea what's going on, or like the bridezilla stereotype of like making crazy demands, because if they are, then I just like refer them to someone else, say I can't do it, or again,
for real.
The price may like quadruple because it's becoming such a hassle or whatever. So just little things like that. And luckily haven't really had any bad experiences. But if you want to talk about train wrecks, I did a wedding last year.
Oh, here we go.
Yes.
So usually there'll be like music when like after the ceremony and the cocktail hour and all that kind of stuff. Like when the wedding party enters and like the bride and groom and everything like sort of enter, and it's all just like a big like pump up jam sort of thing going on.
Right.
And I had one couple, they sent me the music that they wanted, but all the names were wrong. So I played the wrong song for the wrong people at the wrong time.
Oh no.
And it was one of those just like giant train wrecks where it was like, cool, can I just like blank out for 20 minutes and then I'll pretend it never happened.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So that was rough.
Oh
and there was
God.
just little things like that, because at least like it's people's big day, and so you don't want to. It is like a bit of a pressure moment, but at the same time, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
About like, oh, like if I put in the work and like prep properly, then it's not the end of the world. But that was definitely a rough wedding for sure.
For sure. As long as like you don't get the bride's name wrong. I can only imagine.
That's the
All right,
that
give it
happens-
up for Tammy. It's like, my
So I
name's
always-
Michelle.
I always ask people like, oh, is there like an MC for like the wedding? And then like I've had some people say no, there isn't, and so they expect me to like intro people. And I always tell them like, I don't know anybody.
Yeah,
here.
I don't know these
Like
people.
I'm not gonna know
Yeah.
like Uncle Bill's coming up. It's just like I don't know who
Yeah.
that person is, and so they'll say like, oh, we'll just introduce so and so, and be like, who? Who is that? I don't know.
Jesus.
And they're like, people put a lot of trust in like, oh, you're the DJ or whatever. It's just like, yeah, but I don't know everybody. Or they're like, ask me like the
Yeah.
schedule of what's happening. It's like, I don't know either, man. I'm not the caterer. I don't know when like salads are coming out.
Yeah. What the hell?
Oh my god. What are like in like any kind of term, whether it's like being hired for like a wedding or like
Yeah.
even like session work or something, that would be like a huge turn off for you as like an ask kind of thing, like when somebody reaches out? Is there any like big red flags?
I mean, besides like the stereotypical like, oh, exposure thing, man. Like
Yeah.
the like that
Yeah,
that
wait.
comes with like
Fuck
every
off.
creative industry, whether it's like photographers, paint, like whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
obviously when like things like that come up in like emails or whatever, like I just don't respond because there's no point. Like
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
when I already know there's no like negotiation or like discussion going on. It's like
Right.
cool.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna deal with that problem.
Yeah, for real. For real.
I
that's a
slightly
brutal
forget
one.
what your question was, but I'm gonna.
It was basically just red flags for
Red
like
flags.
any kind of
There we go.
any kind of ask. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just sometimes like people might pass you off onto someone, or they might say like, "Oh, my cousin's like emceeing the whole thing. Talk to them," but then they take like 2 weeks to get back to me.
Right.
Or
Right.
I've gone
Yeah.
above someone's head of like, "Hey," like talk to the bride and be like, "Hey, I contacted so and so, and they never got back to me. So if you want me to be
Yeah.
able to do my job, like, not
Yeah.
give them a hard time because it's always just little things like." I want people to be happy. I want them to be entertained. Like, I'm not going out
Yeah, for
there.
sure.
At least, like, if you like guys do like cover gigs and stuff, like, there's always the expectation of like, I'm not there to like express myself artistically like 1,000%. It's like, oh, I'm
Right.
like doing that to like entertain people, make them happy. Like, at least for me, like I always treated music kind of like a trade or like a utility of like people want to be entertained on St. Patrick's Day at a bar.
Yeah.
So why can't
Right.
I be the person to do that, or
100%.
whatever, like a wedding or whatever? Like it's a service that exists, so why not
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
able to like help them out with that sort of thing?
Yeah, dude.
So
Entertainers.
little things like
for
that.
sure.
Yeah, entertain. That's the big thing. Is like I had someone tell me like doesn't matter if you're like a drummer or like making videos or whatever. Like we're all in the same like song and dance like industry of like entertaining people. So
Yeah.
you should make sure it's entertaining regardless of whatever you're doing.
Yep, 100%. I've always tried to keep that in mind playing shows like with
Yeah.
or I mean any of it, right? It's like you want to keep things exciting because we're in the entertainment business. We're all
Yeah.
entertainers. Like Elvis,
Exactly.
Elvis wouldn't call himself a singer. He would always call himself an entertainer, which I thought was
Yeah.
so badass. You know?
No,
I'm
for
here to
sure. That's I
entertain
think
Yeah.
it's a big thing of just like you want people to leave the place happy, and like some people may put a little bit more effort into like the production end of things, or again you might work really hard on making like a video for something as opposed to like slaving over like the audio or the artwork, whatever. Like you want to make sure people are entertained and leave happy, because if they have that bad memory of like, oh, he was weird that one time and didn't play my request or whatever, then that could be like a potential like customer lost for you or something. So
Right.
yeah.
I mean, it kind of puts a
Right
bad
on.
taste in their mouth about, you know, artists in general or entertainment in general, right?
Yeah, and that's you definitely want to have people leaving like happy and enjoying it, because I don't know, not to sound, but I want to make people happy like when I'm entertaining them or whatever. So
Well, right, and I mean, you expect the same when you when you want to go to the to a show or be
Exactly,
entertained,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. You want to have a good time all the time, you know?
Right. Party all the time, y'all. That's why I'm
Yeah.
drinking this totally not water, Ryan Cove.
Nice. And
Having
my
a good
Summersby
time all the
is
time.
definitely not empty, and I've been sipping on it for the last half hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bone dry. Make the best of your quarantine, y'all. Crack into your wine at 8 in the morning.
There you go.
Oh my god, I've been seeing so many of those. It's like, well, wine o'clock all the time.
Yeah.
So many ants on Facebook.
I mean, I'm definitely in the mindset of I forget what day it is. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
think-
Yeah,
It
I
was
was saying
last-
how time just doesn't mean anything anymore.
yeah.
It's like, who
It's
cares
definitely
what
one of
time
those,
it
like,
is?
what day is it? Tuesday? And they're like, no, it's Friday. It's like, sure. You're telling me.
Sure, yeah. Every
whatever.
day's Saturday, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be weird jumping back into the swing of things.
That's what
Whenever
I'm
that
worried-
may come, if it ever
Yeah.
comes.
I think that'll be. I don't think it'll be a cut and dry, like, oh, everything's good now. Like,
Yeah.
I think there'll
Yeah, they'll
definitely
probably
be
slowly let
the
people
idiots, like, running out there and, like, going everywhere sort of thing. But I think there'll definitely be, like,
Yeah.
a period of, like, nah, I'm good. I'll still stay home tonight. sort
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
For
exactly.
sure.
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to be one of the first shows back.
That's what
Like,
I'm
yeah,
trying
people are
to,
still
like,
afraid to go out.
I would thought about, like, booking some stuff for, like, August or something in the hopes that, like, things may.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, either the first like show that happens is either going to be like a huge blowout because everyone's going to want to go, or
Yeah.
yeah.
it's going to be like, nope, people are still worried.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, either they'll
Yeah.
still be freaked out or they'll just be lazy. You know,
Yeah.
they'll just be accustomed to it. We were saying the
Yeah,
same
they're-
thing because I mean we had to scrap a whole not scrap. We I mean our tour is postponed now.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, when these shows do come back, they're all going to be fucking packed. Right?
Yep.
But then I mean I also had the fear too. It's like, well, I mean, what if everyone just stays home? You know?
Yeah.
If everyone's like,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe I'll just watch it on a live stream. You mean you're not live streaming it?
That's
Yeah,
what I think the expectation's going to start being there for like every show to have a live stream now, or at least
Which
for
I've
me,
been
I try
pushing for
Yeah.
years. Oh my
I had like
God.
I had a business idea that I always used to tell people of like Netflix, like subscription based kind of thing, but they do live stream concerts every weekend.
Right.
Like every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and it could be multiple venues, whatever. You pay like $10 and you can watch like a Taylor Swift concert or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it could be something crazy high budget. It could be something minimal.
Yeah,
like, at your local
100%.
bar or
Yeah.
whatever.
I'd
Like,
buy
just-
into that.
Yeah, I would pay
I
$10
think,
a month to like. Oh, if I'm home, I can
Totally.
watch like X amount of concerts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be something cool.
I think it has been interesting. Like, a lot of companies have, or like entertainment-based companies have had to become like a little bit more innovative right now.
Yeah.
In terms of like, how are we gonna like do content, or like even these like, there's radio stations doing it, or like I've noticed there's other bands basically doing this at just like a lower, like I don't say
Yeah.
lower quality, but like just people being like, yo, tonight we're gonna chat with like so and so from this other band just on like
Yeah.
Instagram Live or whatever. Which
Yeah, 'cause
is
they're-
I haven't watched any of them, but I've seen the promos for them, and I'm like, those are
I've seen-
interesting ideas.
The Rivoli like was the first venue I started. Like they did concerts every weekend.
Yeah.
Of just like
Yeah.
I haven't seen exactly how it works like on the artist end of like it's through the Rivoli's account, but then just like
Yeah.
Instagram Live, and it's same idea, like 3 bands on a bill. I think they do like 30-minute sets or whatever. I don't know if it's more like Q&A based of like someone can ask questions about songs, or they just rip through tunes and then it goes to the next person. But
Right.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I was saying to Cam from Dime, like right as this
Mhm.
stuff was starting, I was like, man, it'd be so cool to do like basically that, just like a live stream concert where like Dime plays a little bit and then like on their Instagram, and then it's like, all right, like, you know, now go to like Lost Arts, and you just kind of do this, like you do like 3 songs and then you like throw to the next band or whatever.
Right.
yeah,
And
that's
just like kind of have this like online thing.
That's what I wonder, if there could be like a platform, something like that, where you're not making people have to go to another account or like jump around
Yeah.
or jump through hoops to make it work or whatever. It's just like
yeah.
you
Jam
sign
in the
up
Van's
for,
been doing that. They've actually been doing like
Really?
they'll do like a show schedule of like 2.5 hours, and they'll have a bunch of
Nice.
artists. And I mean not that it's a venue thing, but I know FM96 has been kind of doing that too. They had like I think Jen did a set, Serena did a set, Jordan McDonald from Texas King did a set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
When the Palisade's been doing like actual live stream concerts now.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I don't know if that's.
I really like Sociable a lot.
Yeah, I think companies will definitely be like shifting and adapting to sort of the expectation of things might need to have live streams going on all the time now, and it can't just be a crappy dude with a phone sitting there in the pit,
Right?
with just the worst sound quality in the world, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I think that's like a big turnoff like for me for doing that stuff is like having somebody with a phone and then like our like loud ass rock band is like not the desirable way to like consume.
Yeah.
Our,
I think
like,
I can
live
maybe
show,
make
you
out
know?
what song they're playing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
even like
it's just like
some venues not having the like ability to accommodate is always like a pain of like.
yeah.
I've seen blogs and like videographers some like go to the soundboard like, hey, can you send me a line into like a Zoom recorder or whatever?
Yeah.
And I've definitely seen places of just like, no, we don't do that here, and it's just like, cool.
Yeah,
There's
Shiraz
a bunch
does that
of
at
bunch
the
of free
office,
promo
right?
just lost. Yeah, I think they've been doing that more. Like a lot of the more like reputable kind of venues, I think are equipped, and it's not like it's a crazy ask. It's just a line out on a soundboard. So
Yeah.
it just
Yeah,
depends. Again, like if they're miking stuff properly, so it becomes more of like an engineering thing, or
Yeah.
I don't know. It's something cool. It's a lot of unknown right now, but I think that would be a cool thing to happen after all this for sure.
Definitely. We've
sure,
talked
yeah.
about doing a live stream at the Dome for shows here for like a few months, you know. And I mean, the thing is that, like, because we would be using real cameras, right? So there's like like Caleb was telling me, there's like an attachment thing you got to have for all these cameras. But I mean,
Yeah.
Drew operates his studio down in the basement, right? So I mean, we can.
So it
Like,
wouldn't be
we're fully-
ridiculous. Like
For sure. It'd be pro audio. We'd have like multiple cameras and stuff. It'd be like audio tree, but live stream. We were thinking about doing it on Twitch, but I mean, we're not having gatherings of people in our house anytime soon. That's for sure.
Do a dome show with no one there. That would be weird.
It would be weird.
God.
Actually, it wouldn't be the first time.
That'd be-
I'll be honest with
Yeah.
you.
Heyo.
Definitely had like we had like a I won't say what band it was. We had a Tuesday
Yeah.
show once, and it was like there was 3 bands. I don't think because I mean we'll revolve between who's running the show. Like sometimes Bob will book the band, and Bob's kind of running the show, and then I'll book the band, I'm running the show or whatever. So like there are times where Nathan didn't book the show, so he's just gonna hang out in his room, or whatever. Like that's totally fine.
Yeah.
And I think I remember being upstairs when the show started, and I heard the band play, and like they would stop the song, and it was just silent, and I'm like, are they just doing like a sound check or something?
Yeah.
And then I walked downstairs, and there was like 10 people down there, all in bands, and then Bob was there, and I'm like, oh, I'm going back upstairs, dude. It's like this is rough stuff.
Yeah.
But,
Brutal.
What you get for a
And we
Tuesday
wa-
house show?
We've all been there, right? It
We've
happens.
all been there.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Not fun. But it does give you like some cred, once
Oh,
you,
for sure.
hell yeah.
I wouldn't have it
Doing
any
some
other way.
shows to know.
You get
Yeah.
so much experience.
Yeah, those are the good ones of when you're in the future and you're like, yeah, man. One time I played the Atria in Oshawa, and there was
Oh,
nobody
man.
there. Or there was just some scary regulars that did not want to pay,
Nice.
Yeah, for real. They're
which
just
is
like,
fair. Which is
we gotta
totally
pay to get in just to drink a Budweiser, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah,
Or
I
it's
come
probably-
here
probably like a
every
cool-
day.
Yeah, I come here literally every day.
Yeah, and you're like, that's fair. That's fine. You also look like you're definitely gonna stab me regardless if I make you pay or not. So just
Yeah.
Exactly.
just come in.
Jeez.
Oh boy. Oh Oshawa.
Oh,
The schwa.
Oh, the schwa.
Jesus.
Do you have a bar that you kind of cut your teeth at in your early years, Mark?
A lot of CTO dates.
CTO.
I don't know. They used to do a lot more all ages stuff, but not so much now. Even
Yeah,
that
sure.
and like Norma Jeans, like that's kind of near where I live, so I definitely played
Norma
there
Jeans.
a decent amount. The first show I ever did with Five Oceans was there, so that was sick.
Nice.
Yeah, I played there a lot. Surprisingly, like looking like when it closed, I like looked back and was like, oh, I played there like with a decent amount of people, like decent amount of bands, like through the years. So
Yeah, totally.
that was definitely like high school band.
Yeah.
Venue for me.
Yeah, that was like right out of high school. I played at Norma Jean's on a Sunday at like 11 o'clock at night.
Hell yeah.
And like my buddies were so pissed because they had to like miss the bus, or they would have to catch the bus and they didn't see us. But I remember we basically forcibly had like 10 people that we like had to coerce to buy tickets in the first place. They all had to take taxis home, and they were so pissed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Oh man, yeah, that's too. I never played there, but it is a cool setup. But we got
That's
asked
the
once,
thing.
like the guy that was booking there was.
The stage was great.
I wasn't really that interested.
Stage was great. Like it was a good
Yeah.
bar. They had chairs so you could sit. They had a dance floor if you wanted, like a legit stage with a legit sound system. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it was pretty crazy.
just in the middle of nowhere.
Do you have like an early spot where you played a bunch in the beginning, Caleb? Even if it was like, you know, like a cafe or a bar or whatever, or like mom's living room kind of deal?
In Meaford, no, but we did have like coffee houses with my school all the time.
Oh yeah,
because like I said, like the only thing to do that was cool in Meaford was music, and the music program was pretty good. So Mr. Delaney, like once a month or whatever, would do these coffee houses just in the cafeteria. They would like there was like kind of a stage in there.
Oh yeah.
And then every year they alternated. So they would do like it was called GBSS Idol. And then so it was basically just like Idol, like you'd all sign up, and then there was like elimination rounds and stuff.
Wow.
And then like on the off years they do Battle of the Bands. But
Nice.
so yeah, there's some videos of me on the internet doing those things.
Oh yeah.
Fucking when I still
were you
played
singing
guitar
then?
and stuff. So we did the first round of Idol. We did Are You Mine by the Arctic Monkeys, and then the second round we did The Pretender by the Foo Fighters. And then that's where we got eliminated. and then but we made it far enough. There was only like 3 rounds, I think, and then the final. Yeah. So if you made it to the second round, you got to perform like at the finale for like the top 3, and that was at the Meaford Hall. So that was like 350 people, which at the time was like, oh, that was a lot of people. And I was like, this might be like the only time I get to play in front of like this many people on like a real stage. So we played this original that I had, and all I had was my friggin' Epiphone Les Paul, this like shitty Roland amp, and a fuzz face pedal. That's all I had.
Hell yeah.
Gear. And so that fuzz
right
was on and
rig.
cranked for the whole thing. And that video is also on YouTube, and I love it because I'm wearing like beige shorts and these like white long johns underneath, and like a Nirvana shirt. And I'm clean shaven and my hair is very short, and I look pretty much the exact opposite of what I look like now. But I love that video. It's so funny, man. It's a good throwback.
Oh yeah.
Because I left it all up there, man. I thought that might be the only time I really get to, perform for like anybody. So no real place other than like my good old high school cafeteria.
Nice. There's a few of those out there for me too. At Saunders we had coffee houses, and then we would do, I think coffee house was the fall thing, and then just before summer break we would have espresso. It's intentionally spelled wrong so you can express yourself.
Yeah.
But we had espresso, and they would encourage like bands and like electric sort of shit. Like coffee house is supposed to be like acoustic, and there are videos of me out there doing coffee house. But I'll give you one if you type in Craig G and his electric guitar. For the Saunders student oh man, so this is grade 9 Craig, big afro, Jimi Hendrix t-shirt, and a purple Flying V guitar, and I went out and I improvised a guitar solo, which means that I stole a bunch of guitar licks from Jimmy Page and from Angus Young. Dude, I literally do star power at one point.
Is.
100%. Dude, it's
Hell
sick.
yeah,
like it's not like you like I don't do it suddenly like you do in the game, but like 100% you'll see it and you'll be like, yeah, star power.
Nice.
And there's another video where I did the auditorium for a Christmas assembly, and we did Twist and Shout. That was I think that's still like the biggest audience I've played for. It was like 800 people.
Nice.
In the auditorium.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
I think that's the most. Well, actually, yeah, that has to be the most people. I was gonna say like Basic White did a couple festivals or whatever, but there's no way that it was that populated before we walked out.
Yeah, you can't gauge that for sure.
800 people. But yeah, I mean, like the school, there's 2,000 kids at Saunders. And I mean, this was like
Oh, wow.
mandatory like assembly thing, right? And we played Twist and Shout. I had backup singers and shit.
Ooh.
It was fucking badass. But yeah, if you want to see me as a 13-year-old kid living it up, go see the Twist and Shout video. If you want to see me as a 13-year-old kid totally embarrassing myself, then look up the Craig G and his electric guitar.
There you go.
Oh, I've looked it up. It's there, and it's.
Oh
never
yeah,
gonna leave my
it's
browser.
exact.
It's gonna
Big
be pinned.
afro, Jimi Hendrix T-shirt, purple flying V, bro. I had a kill switch on there, man. Straight up,
Oh my god,
dude.
So you
Total
tread.
badassery. Actually, shout out to Harry Kerhonen for letting me borrow that guitar for that show. I wasn't even mine. I was like, "Can I borrow that so I can look cool, please?"
It just looks sick.
Dude, it was sick. It's a great guitar.
Pointy guitars sound better, man. It's a rule.
That's a fact. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel
Um,
bad. All my embarrassing high school videos I took down.
Oh no! See, these aren't even my accounts. These are like Saunders
Okay.
Student Council took that one video,
Ooh,
right?
nice.
So that's up forever. Like someone definitely forgot the password for that shit.
You
know?
got to download that and archive it. Keep
Oh
it
yeah,
forever.
that video's going nowhere. But yeah, everyone's.
dude, I
everyone's
can't wait to
welcome for
watch
that one.
this. Yeah, if you look up the Outliers Are You Mine cover, and then you just go on the account, you'll see like all of those videos filmed on like a Samsung tablet.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
I'm ready.
But yeah, my there's like the video's called "She Sees the World Live," and that's the one at the hall. You'll see me in all my glory. And like the
Nice.
biggest dickhead move in this video is that I'm not even doing the guitar solo, and it looks like I'm doing the guitar solo because I totally took all of the light
Oh no way!
from my
You start like
buddy.
doing the hair flicks and shit, even with no hair.
Dude, I'm not even gonna tell you what I do. Watch the video and you'll see what I do, and then
All
you'll
right.
love it.
All
It's
right,
fucking
I'll save the
stupid. This
suspense
is not
for
like my
later.
proudest moment or anything, but I love the video because
Oh yeah.
I mean I'm pretty much a whole different person at this point. Like I was like 17 or something in this video.
Nice.
Plus, I think it's good contrast because pretty much anybody I've ever met in London has not seen me with short hair and clean shaven.
Now's
Right.
the
And
time.
this is what
I
I
like-
looked like all in high school.
I like having those videos for like, I have that delusion of like, like 10 years down the road when I'm fucking sick, people can
Yeah.
look this up, that'll be a great piece of history for people. It's like, oh, look when he wasn't sick.
Yeah, you gotta keep something for the documentary because
Yeah, you
I don't
need it
have
for the
any,
documentary,
I have no
exactly.
home video. I don't
Yeah.
have
Hell
any
yeah.
home videos. So these videos of me in my high school cafeteria is like all I got for the B-roll.
Yeah, it's gonna be
in the
It's
documentary.
gonna be in the autobiography for sure.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
My memoirs rather. Memoirs has like monetary value behind it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
So
sorry, you had
we
it.
should probably do our closing questions here if you don't have anything else for Mark, 'cause we're coming up on an hour.
Okay,
Sweet.
I've got.
But we-
It's a two-parter, but the first part is very
Okay.
short. So,
Perfect.
you play in a group in London called the Donkey Boys, correct?
Correct.
Yes. So, who all is in the Donkey Boys?
The core members would be myself, Josh Try on guitar and vocals. The thing is, like, everybody sings in this band. Alex Barber playing bass, but we've done shows where he plays guitar. We've done acoustic sets, just him and I. So he's a very multi-talented dude. And then
Yes, he
Colin
is.
Gray on guitar as well.
Nice.
We've had a couple honorary members. Carl Von Estorp from Dime filled on bass for a couple gigs one time.
Fantastic.
And Connor Moran filled on acoustic guitar and vocals for a couple gigs as well.
Nice.
Nice.
So it's been but it's usually the four of us originally.
Right.
That was just a bunch of buds. We got an offer to play at a bar in town. They wanted like 4 dates in a month. So we just threw a band together and it was like really easy for all of
Nice.
us. Like the first jam, we were just like, oh, that was like surprisingly easy to do all this. So we like actually worked on harmonies and like other stuff. And,
Yeah.
like we like changed keys in a couple songs and like added some stuff here and there or whatever. So it was a fun hang for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Sounds like a great time.
The last full show. Ooh, geez. I think we did a show because we had a bunch of dates lined up and then Colin was on tour being a rock star, touring with Thornley. So
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
so we
Hell
haven't
yeah.
we haven't done a full band show since like last summer, but well, it's always one of those bands of like, oh, we got a thing. Is everyone free? Yes or no?
Right.
And
Right.
So that's my first part. So we've been doing this as a regular bit. I wonder when it's gonna stop, but I'm having
Okay.
so much fun with
hear
this
it.
this recurring bit. So COVID-19, not a zombie thing. It's
Okay.
not the apocalypse, everybody. But in the case of the Donkey Boys, say that we wind up in a zombie apocalypse.
True.
How's it going down with the Donkey Boys? You guys are all stationed up together. Who's going first? Who's going last? And I feel bad for Carl because he's been in like all of these scenarios so far, pretty much. And he
always
dies
murdered
really
first? Is
early
he
in
always-
a lot of them. He dies
Well,
very
keeping
early.
with the theme. Keeping with the theme, it's going to be Carl first then.
Carl
Sorry, man.
first. Fucking sorry, bud.
No, we're gonna have to cut the two temporary members.
Oh,
and
right
Connor.
away. They get the axe.
Right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
That's reason. That sounds fair.
That's pretty fair. Yeah, you got to keep your you got to have your ride or dies, you know?
Yeah.
Can't be a casual in the Donkey Boys, guys.
Stick with the OGs.
Parry this.
I don't know. That'd be a tough one. I feel like Josh would definitely run the show
Nice.
because he's a get stuff done kind of dude.
For sure.
So we would definitely fall apart without him. I don't know what would happen. I feel like I would go kind of early on. I don't know why. I'm
No.
just that kind of lazy. Is that a sad answer? Is that the saddest answer you've got? Oh no.
That's been well, that's a very honest one. It's a very honest answer.
Yeah. Bob's was pretty sad.
Bob just said he would just curl up in the basement and wait it out. He'd wait to be cannibalized. Basically.
Rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would just
Yeah.
sit there spinning his records until the end of time.
I liked Anella's answer where she kind of went with the movie route. She was like, "Well, I'm going to make it to the very end because I'm a gay Asian lady. So like I kind of have to make it."
She was like,
fits.
I'm a
Through the
three-time
Hollywood-
minority, so
Yeah,
I have
the
to
Hollywood-
make it to the end.
Oh man.
Oh God. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So yeah, you got two more members, real quick. Who's
True.
making it to the very end? So it's gonna be Josh, or
Um,
is he just gonna run the show?
I think Josh is going to run the show, but he's gonna get stuck somewhere
Ooh.
by his own doings of doing too much.
Okay.
It'll be between Barbs or Colin, but I don't know. They're both pretty chill dudes, so I don't know who would go crazy first.
But is chill like what you want in the zombie apocalypse? I mean, like level
I don't know.
head, sure.
Chill can be good. It could be bad at this in this scenario.
It could
I don't
turn into
know.
carelessness almost.
Yeah.
True.
Almost.
I don't know. It'd be a toss up between Barbs and Colin.
Okay.
For the sake of giving you an answer, I'm gonna pick Barbs. He's gonna win.
Oh man, Alex making it to
Yeah.
the end. Congratulations, man.
Right on.
Congrats.
That's awesome. Well, so at the end, we
Nice.
we just do some like recommendation stuff.
Sick.
So first off, if you have any, do you have like a streaming recommendation? Anything you want, can be a movie, a TV show, whatever.
I mean, I'm watching Better Call Saul right now. It's
Dude, me
Oh,
too.
wicked
nice.
awesome show.
Dude, wait, what? Where are you? Because I just saw something wild happen before we
I'm up to
started
date,
this,
so
but
I just
Oh, yeah,
saw
I'm
the
caught
most
up.
recent
Okay.
episode. Yeah.
the kill in episode 2 of season 4, where like Gus puts that bag over that dude's head.
Oh yeah.
At that,
Yep.
That's wild. That's like one of the craziest kills I think I've ever seen.
That show's insane, man.
Like, I mean, I know the whole show, like, I mean, especially Breaking Bad has some pretty crazy scenes. But
Yeah.
I was just like, what a fucking way to die. Like, that's just so, it was so shocking.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there like, what the fuck just happened? That was wild.
That's the
I
response
I've
you want,
procrastinated
right? Yeah.
watching it for a long time because I mean I'm a religious like I'll rewatch Breaking Bad anytime. I think
Nice.
I've
Yeah.
rewatched it like 3 or 4 times now, and it's like so long. It's like the
Still
longest
good.
show.
Oh, yeah.
But
And it's like-
I
Better
wanted
Call
to
Saul,
get-
fantastic.
I wanted to
Yeah.
rewatch it before the movie came out, and then I was like, "Hey, like Julia had never seen it," and I was like, "I want
I'd
to
st-
rewatch this thing." And it took
I
me like
still
2
I
months
still
to
haven't seen the
convince
movie
her.
yet.
You haven't seen the
It's
movie?
It's pretty good.
No,
You have
I'm one
to,
of the I'm one of the 2 people in the world that doesn't have Netflix. So
Oh, you
shit.
do not have
Yeah.
Netflix. Wow, that is
No.
impressive.
I won't say how
Drake
I'd
told
watch
me
things,
before I
but,
watched it.
Yeah.
Drake told me, he was like, don't think of it as a movie. Like, think about it as kind of like an extended show.
Yeah,
And that
it's
definitely
an
makes the
extension of
viewing
the show for
experience.
sure.
Yeah, it definitely makes it like more enjoyable because it hits more like an episode rather than like a movie.
Nice.
But yeah, but I like Julie didn't want to watch it, and then I finally got her to start watching it, and then she was like, "This is pretty awesome." I was like, "Yeah, I know." And then for like the whole season leading up to Hank dying, she was like, "Hank fucking sucks. I hate him." And I was like, "No, he's cool. You're supposed to start liking him before they shoot him in the face."
Right.
It's a weird show of like you root for the bad guys and like it just gets you in that way of like you're on the villain side the whole time.
100%.
Yeah, pretty crazy. So yeah, Better Call Saul. Definitely watch it. Yeah,
Hell
great
yeah.
show. I actually had a like a separate kind of question to that because I don't watch that much TV. So like jokingly, I was gonna be like, what if I just said Family Guy? Like that would be funny. But
Yo,
that made me
sick,
me think. That made me think of because the reason I thought about that too is last night I just had to kill like 20 minutes and I was like, I'll just like put on an episode of Family Guy, whatever. And so I was thinking, what do you guys have like a comfort TV show where you're just like kind of bored or you're in between like real TV shows for like dinner or whatever? Like, do you just have something that you just like flip on real quick that you've probably seen a million times?
Mine's Adventure Time because the episodes are 10 minutes.
Nice. Yeah.
So like if I'm like making food or something, it's like cool. That's one episode. I'll just throw it on.
100%.
I need to watch Adventure Time.
I will gladly rewatch anything. Like I'll put on a movie if I've got 15 minutes to kill. I'm just like, I'll just watch this one scene from this one random movie.
You just watch movies
like,
in parts like that, you madman.
I do it. I do it sometimes. I mean,
That would drive me up the wall.
I used to accidentally do it all the time. I'll do it like just because I know the entire plot of the movie and I want to see like the best scene. Like I won't do it for like a movie I've never seen. I won't do that ever.
Okay,
but
that's
never with a new movie, no. But I mean, like I've blown through so many short series like Adventure Time. Like I was watching Mike Tyson Mystery Team.
Yeah.
Or Mike Tyson Mysteries, I think.
Yeah.
Fantastic show, and that's like a 10-minute episode kind of thing
Just a
too.
ridiculous show.
Oh, I love it.
So
I love that
ridiculous.
show.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have a streaming one there, Craig, or do you want to move on to part 2?
I did have one. I was thinking about it earlier today. I might just panic and pick something else. I watched Forrest Gump the other day for like the millionth time. I don't really know if that's a
2.5-hour movie, man.
suggestion. I don't know if that's really I just put it on. I was cleaning up my house. The whole idea was to just put something on that I could be cleaning and like I'll hear the movie and it'll just show up in my brain. I'm basically
and you'll know
watching
what's
it.
happening. Okay, I get that.
Yeah. So I put that on, but like I had watched Benjamin Button the night before and I was like, oh, that movie gives me mad feels, man. There's lots of like I'm a notorious movie crier. If I've seen it at the when the powerful scenes happen, I'm not gonna hold it in. And and then I was like, man, I'm just gonna put on Forrest Gump because I know it. I've seen it a million times, and I can just casually watch this movie. And then of course the fucking scene where Forrest loses Jenny happens.
Yeah.
And I'm doing dishes, man, and like all of a sudden I'm ugly crying for like half a second. Half a second. I was just cleaning. It's like, and he's so smart, Jenny. And I just went like I just had the face, like my face twitched into the ugly cry face for a second. I was like, fuck, that hurt me. It hurt me.
Oh my god.
But I don't know. I guess my suggestion is to watch Forrest Gump and get your heart broken again.
Oh my god.
I mean, it'll definitely do the job for sure.
It will happen for sure.
That's hilarious. Oh my god.
And what's your album recommendation or albums aside from your own, which is out April 10th?
April 10th, Friday, on all platforms. Hopefully it's up there. I submitted it later than planned. But that's what good old Bandcamp is for, right? Toss her up there.
Exactly.
Things don't work out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been listening to a lot of weird stuff. Or at least not stuff I normally listen to. Like, I only listen to Bring Me the Horizon for a week.
Nice.
Straight. Like, new stuff, old stuff, whatever. Like, I like their stuff, but I've never been, like, an ultra fan. And, like, I listened to it and I was like, oh, I got some jams. And, like, their new stuff's really cool, too. So it was just The whatever, what's their most recent Ammo? It's their most recent album. That one's cool. It's got some jams on it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Right on. Cool.
So bring me the horizon. That's a first. It's a first.
We're going emo deathcore, you know.
That's a
Hell yeah, we are. I've still got to think. I'm going through my Spotify right now. What I've been listening because today was an unusual day where I was actually listening to a bunch of stuff. Like I just put out the London. Oh my God! Why can't I speak right now? The playlist. Thank you, dear Lord.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I put out a playlist of all London artists, so I was just listening to all London bands today, which was amazing. Because I mean, it's weird how seldom I do that. Like I'll listen to I'll listen to like Lost Arts for like 25 minutes or whatever. I'll listen to the EP twice, you know, or Cake Face. I'll listen to, you know, it happens.
That's
you know,
you.
I'll pick like an artist and I'll
You're
listen to like all their stuff a few times in a row or whatever, and that's it. But I listen to like all kinds of bands today. Yeah, actually, you know what? That's my recommendation. Go check out my playlist, Selfless promo, because it's every band. It's not even. It's not like check out my playlist.
That selfless.
Yeah, it's like, you know, check out all the bands. It's got Falsifier and Tyler Jeff Elise. You know, it's a very diverse playlist.
Yeah.
Nice. I did like a very similar one like 2 weeks before you, but you know, whatever.
You know, whatever. Steamroll my playlist.
I'm pretty sure.
Whichever one gets more
everybody's
followers.
done it.
Oh, everyone's done it. Everyone's done it.
Yeah, it's just I didn't have any more like Lost Arts content. And I was like, I guess I'll do this.
I guess I'll make
Actually,
a
what
tour
it was
playlist.
we kept getting tagged in those like collages of like support local, and then you would click on it and it was just like this like black hole of story reposts and
Right.
like tags. You guys remember that happening for like a week? And I was like, this is
Those were
fucking
kind of
like,
annoying, not gonna lie.
It was so annoying. So I was like, I'm just gonna make a playlist and then fucking make a post about that playlist and just be like, these are like pretty much all of the bands that you need to listen to.
All of
Here
the
you go.
bands.
And like
all
the
of
whole idea
time.
was like just like hit shuffle and then if you fucking like something, explore that because there was everything on there basically.
Are you more playlist guys or
but-
album guys?
I'm more of an album guy for sure.
Me too.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah,
I am
I'm
as
not
well.
a big playlist. If I'm turning on a playlist, it's literally to like quickly like I'm like I want to listen to something totally new,
For
and
sure.
like the first thing that grabs my attention, then I explore that. Like I'm
And then
not.
you
there
jump
just
to
be
that,
like, I'm gonna put on this like rock playlist, and then just whatever happens. I'm like, no, something wow me so I can obsess over you for
There you go.
3 weeks. You know,
In the same boat.
That's how I listen to music.
I don't know if that's like a musician thing too. Like, I feel
think
old
it might
saying I
be.
just love listening to albums and like, especially on road trips. That's when like people are like, oh, throw in a playlist. It's like, no, I want to hear an album.
Yeah.
I want to
for
listen to
sure.
that.
I don't want to hear
more.
you navigate through a bunch of songs.
Yeah.
Well, especially
Yeah.
if like some of
Yeah.
the songs are garbage or just like don't fit the thing, and they're like, oh, just skip it. It's like,
Right.
cool. Then I could just randomly pick songs for no reason. Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like to do the this is playlists. Like I'll do my homework on one artist
Yeah.
all day kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I'll put on
Right.
this is the band, and you just listen to the band all day because they don't have any bad songs. You know,
Right.
Like I actually I was listening to the This Is Collective Soul playlist today.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, because my mom is a huge fan. I've gone to like a million shows with her because no one wants to go to a Collective Soul show with her. So like I've gone to like Thunder Bay, you know, to go see Collective Soul with my mom. And
There you go.
Wow.
and like the first few times, I won't lie, I was just like kind of, it's like I'm doing this for my mom. But now like Heavy comes on and I'm like, dun, 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 you know, I'm like, yeah, dude. Like Fuzzy, like that's a deep cut, and I know
Hell yeah.
every word of it.
There you go.
Of Collective
That's
Soul.
awesome.
That's my recommendation. Listen to Dosage by Collective Soul. Fuck it.
There you go.
Nice.
There you go.
I went through a bunch of different ones. Because Craig, I make some notes before we do these things, you know. But I know that you're
Nice.
better at just ripping off your head.
Oh, yeah, I riff.
But what I've decided, I've dipped back a little bit because there's this one album that I love, and it's a few years old. But it's the band is called The Districts, and the album is called A Flourish and a Spoil. And
Okay.
I love that album dearly. Every single song is just so great. You know, they're kind of like an indie rock kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know. It's a fucking great album. The Districts.
Perfect.
District.
Check it out.
Yeah, man, definitely.
I will check that out also.
Fuck yeah, man. It's good from top to bottom, man. There's not a bad song on it as far as I'm concerned anyway. And it's just like a solid 10-song album, you know, like what else could you want?
Not long, not short. It's just right in the middle.
Yeah, it's a perfect length. How do you feel about if you like what's like an album length where you see the length before you press play and you're like, "Oh fuck." Do you ever do that?
Once it gets
Like
into like
over like 45
minutes of like number like track list, that's like at least to me like it makes sense if it's like a punk band if like they're short songs or whatever.
Right.
But you get into the like 18 song albums and like they're all pushing 4 minutes and it's like, oh, come on.
Yeah. You're like, there's 14 songs and it's like an hour too. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Shave like 4 songs off that bitch and make it like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
anywhere above an hour, it's like I have to be really into the artist to like.
Yeah.
Or like I'll hear a single from it and it's like, oh, this is really awesome. Like I'll check it out. But on a whim, anything over an hour, I'm going to be like, maybe.
Yeah. Because what are you doing for an hour where you're like, I'm going to have to pause this like partway through what I'm doing? Because like.
Well, that's where like road trips come in handy for, at least for me. Like I always listen to new music in the car.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too, for sure.
Yeah, that's a good way.
Or at work. I mean, at work, like mindlessly coiling pipe. I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I'll listen to every Collective Soul song.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. Well, that was like a lot of fun, Mark. Thank you so much for doing that.
Thanks for having me,
For
guys.
doing this. Yeah, man. Of course. I've been like, you've been on my list for so long, and then like I'm on and off with. We should jam sometime, and then me and Craig started doing this, and I was like, oh, finally got a co-host. We should have Mark on.
Yeah,
I appreciate it, man. Yeah.
So, yeah, man, this is awesome. Can't wait to hear the EP.
Yeah.
For those of you that are listening, it's definitely out now, so go.
Yes.
Go
stream.
stream.
Go
Check it out
buy
right now.
Tuneage.
Yeah, you can buy it. You can
go
stream it.
buy it.
I don't. We'll see what happens.
Right on.
Perfect.
Cool, man. Well, we can stop recording, and then we can say goodbye.
Sick. Sounds good.
So, see everybody later.
Peace
Signing
out.
off.